He amazed me. He got like Rhys Ifans, and he did Eyeball Paul in the Kevin and Perry movie.
That's it.
And then he's in that, and I'm like, wow, dude,
you've come a long way.
I'm more like, you got range.
You got range.
He's
got a great agent. That's what I would say. You got a bloody great agent.
He's gone from twat to.
Hey there, Thronies. So we're back now again with episode 9, season 1 of The House of Dragon. We've totally done this on different days, and this is not just the same sitting. I took my
This is not the same beer.
0% beer. I have with me again
Pete.
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate you wish. I mean, we wish.
Yeah.
And of course, Dan, otherwise known as Twisted View. So let's get into it.
House of Dragon, not Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, I would.
Who wouldn't?
Definitely feels like its own show now.
It is a different theme tune, by the way.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because it used to have the trailing piano at the end.
Stay here. Tell no one. I saw him last night. Before he told me he wished for Aegon to be king. It is the truth.
Well, which Aegon?
From whose perspective?
His last words to me, and I was the only one to hear it.
I think even though from her perspective that's what she heard, I still think she's a little bit crazy to believe he spent his entire life being like, no, Rhaenyra is my heir. Only just at the very last act, oh, you know what, actually, Aegon.
What is it that could not have waited an hour? Was Dawn invaded?
Idiot.
The king is dead. We grieve for Viserys the Peaceful. But he has left us a gift. With his last breath, he impressed upon the Queen his final wish that his son, Aegon, should succeed him as Lord of the Seven Kingdoms.
Then we may proceed now with the full assurance of his blessing on our long-laid plans.
Let ravens be sent to our allies, Riverrun and Highgarden.
Am I to understand that members of the small council have been planning secretly to install my son without me?
There was no need to sully you with darkling schemes.
Fealty to the
That was
princess.
some 20 years ago. Most of them now dead.
You heard the Lord Hand, plot or no. The king changed his mind.
I have known Viserys longer than any who sit at this table, and I will not believe that he said this. It is treason, at the least.
Mind your tongue, Lyman.
Which of you here can swear that he died of his own accord? I care not. I will have no part.
down!
You just keep killing people.
There's no way he died.
Throw down your sword and remove your cloak, Sir Criston. I am your Lord Commander, Sir Criston.
I will not suffer insults to Her Grace the Queen.
There was no insult to me, Sir Chris. You put aside your blade.
Has it come to this?
Lord Commander, enough.
No,
Let
love
us
lost
have
there.
Lord Beesbury removed.
No. The door remains shut until we finish our business.
He's passed out, right? I mean,
He's dead.
he's not dead.
Proposal.
What of Rhaenyra? You mean to imprison her?
She and her family will be given the opportunity to publicly swear obeisance.
She'll never bend the knee.
That's why you were so happy you got a dragon on your side.
You plan to kill them.
A living challenger invites battle and bloodshed.
The king wouldn't wish for any
But the king did
unsavory-
not wish for the murder of his daughter. He loved her. I will not have you deny this.
And yet...
One more word and I'll have you removed from this chamber and sent to the wall.
Lord Commander Westerling, take your knights to Dragonstone. Be quick and be clean.
Oh, he's handing off his cloak.
Yeah. He's the King's Guard.
I am Lord Commander of the King's Guard. I recognize no authority but the King's. And until there is one, I have no place here.
It is our fate, I think, to crave always what is given to another.
Where is Aegon?
Not here.
He's not in his rooms.
What's happened?
Your father.
There is a beast beneath the boards.
Oh, my dearest love.
Where's the prince?
Forgive me, Lord Hand. I do not know.
Well, you're sworn to protect him.
Believe he may have left the keep secretly. Gone into the city.
Find him. Take no one else but your brother. And remove your white cloaks. None can know who you are or what you seek.
Including the Queen. My lord.
Who is the other Aegon Targaryen?
They're talking about the older brother of Aemond.
No, but who's the other one? There's another Aegon, isn't it?
It's
Aegon.
like
There's two.
Young child, the other one.
Who is the?
It's the other
son of Rhaenyra.
Yeah, Rhaenyra.
That's the one he's referring to, isn't it? Though?
No, they're referring to Aegon, who's should be now king. They're trying to put, but now you're seeing a power play internally within the Greens.
Right.
That's why she's trying to get to him, her son, before her dad does.
Right.
So ignore the other one. The other one's not really referenced.
I generally didn't think
because they don't care. That other Aegon, no one cares about him. He's got no claims to anything.
Okay. I just generally I didn't think the king was serious about when he said Aegon Targaryen. He meant this one.
He didn't. No. When the king was dying, he was talking about the original Aegon the Conqueror.
Oh right, yeah. So
he's talking about the history.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Too many Aegons.
Yeah.
Sir Eric knows Aegon, he has the advantage. I trust again to you, Sir Criston.
I'll come with you.
That would not be my desire.
Sir Eric isn't the only one who knows Aegon's doings.
Fucking badass.
Just the way he walks.
Everything about him is
he's just like his delivery.
Swagger and everything.
Yeah. He's just got the delivery.
Yeah, 100%. Put him and the Coltrane together. Bam.
If that had been roles reversed, she would have been like, "You are not going fucking anywhere."
It was his duty as my brother, he said, to ensure I was as educated as he was.
Such a debauched kid.
At least that's what I understood him to mean. He said time to get it wet.
Well,
this is the other thing, because they're all running and fighting to get to Aegon, obviously, because they plan on sticking him on the throne.
Yeah.
I mean, Aemon's he's going to have some kind of like thoughts and feelings about this on the way, just based on his relationship with his brother.
That is a delicate matter.
The prince is not here.
Has he been here? Earlier, perhaps?
His tastes are known to be less discriminating. I wish you luck, good sir. And my best to your friend. How you've grown.
You once swore your banners to Rhaenyra. You must now pledge them to the future king.
I must confer first with my house on this matter.
You'll not leave this room without declaring your intention.
I am no oath breaker. I will not bend the knee.
House Fell keeps its sworn oath to the princess.
Very well.
Long live the king.
He could be dead. Let us hope for your mother's sake that is not the case.
About 10 years, I should say. Aegon spends many a night in this place. Do you see now what he is? Aegon. One of many, I'd wager.
Oh, right.
Here I am, trawling the city. It is I, the younger brother, who studies history and philosophy. It is I who trains with the sword, who rides the largest dragon in the world. I'm next in line to the throne. Should they come looking for me, I intend to be found.
It must be done. Aegon is unfit to rule. We swore an oath of service until death.
A moment of your time, my lords. I can take you to Prince Aegon. I'll tell you, for a price.
Deliver him, and we'll consider your price.
She'll trust this to the hand of the king only.
Impossible.
I think he will wish to hear what the White Worm can tell him.
The White Worm. What?
He was fleeing from the gate.
The Lord Confessor presumes I have no love for the princess.
Where were you going then with such urgency? Let the king's justice take him. You did well, Lord.
And in my duty, my Lord Hand.
You've spent many hours with the Queen of late.
There's no reason those hours cannot in the end benefit you.
I will do you the considerable courtesy of assuming there is a good reason for the outrage of my treatment here this morning.
My sincerest regrets for the lack of ceremony.
The king. And you are usurping the throne.
It was my husband's dying wish. Aegon will be king. I came here to ask your support.
Well, I must credit you for your boldness.
It is your husband who grasps so heedlessly for the throne. And even he has abandoned you.
They just keep fighting over this woman, don't they?
Yeah.
The MVP.
Returning grievously, if not
queen
more
that never
wounded.
was.
Yeah, exactly.
Leaving
They
the
just
Lady
keep...
of Driftmark to chart her...
The word of my house is not fickle.
Good.
Dear
I think also because Corlys commands basically the seas. All
Yeah,
the seas.
yeah.
And with him being out of commission, she is really important for that. But also, obviously, being the sister of the king.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, cousin of the king.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's powerful.
The Iron Throne was yours by blood and by temperament. Viserys would have lived his days a country lord, content to hunt and study his histories, but here we are. We do not rule, but we may guide the men that do, away from violence and sure destruction, and instead toward peace.
It's in the name of peace that you've imprisoned me.
Without your dragon, she may be persuaded to negotiate. If it's Driftmark you want, you shall have it. For you and your granddaughters to pass on as you see fit.
You are wiser than I believed you to be.
A true queen counts the cost to her people.
And yet you toil still in service to men. Your father, your husband, your son. Have you never imagined yourself on the Iron Throne?
Now we're playing a dangerous game.
I'll leave you with your thoughts. Ring the bell when you have an answer.
It's like bend the knee or die.
Oh, she's going to have an answer.
Yeah, I mean, she's... Yeah.
My prince. You yourself are the mysterious white worm, I take it. Or are you simply a further peel in this stinking onion?
My condolences on the passing of your king.
Where is Prince Aegon?
I thought the prince is in Flea Bottom when no one is to be trusted.
Where's the prince?
He is safely tucked away. I want an end to the savage use of children in Flea Bottom.
I look into it. You have my word.
When your plots ripen and you install your grandson on the throne, remember, it was me who put him there. There is no power but what the people allow you to take.
I will remember.
Great Hall, isn't it? That's the great...
Yeah.
It comes crashing down in season 8 or 9 or whatever.
Where is the white worm?
She sold you for a price.
And why have you paid it?
Your grandfather, the Hand, will meet you outside the city walls. You flee where all the men die seeking Aegon.
I do regret this, friend.
Oh.
You again.
It's like...
Hoping you disappeared.
Is our father truly dead?
Yes.
Let me go!
Where's your brother, huh?
I have no wish to rule, no taste for duty. I'm not suited.
You get no argument from me. Let me go, or we'll find a ship and sail away, never to be found.
The Queen awaits.
Oh, he considered it.
Yeah, so they don't want him to be king, and he doesn't want to be king, but they're forcing it.
Yeah.
Well, because it was...
Because I see him as the president, stroke prime minister. He is a figurehead.
Yeah, there's somebody who has to be
and
king.
He's so controllable.
He'll be a puppet. Yeah,
He's a puppet. And he knows it.
Well played.
None of this is a game.
And yet you treat it as one.
Our hearts were never one. I see that now. Rather, I've been a piece that you moved about the board. A debt you are happy enough to pay.
A sacrifice. A sacrifice made for the stability of the realm.
I have Aegon. We'll proceed now as I see fit. We will send terms to Rhaenyra on Dragonstone. True terms, such that she may accept without shame.
If she lives, her allies will mass behind her banners, looking for her return.
Criston Cole will be named Lord Commander of the King's Guard.
Oh, Jesus Christ, not him.
My son will be anointed.
Coltrane.
Coltrane.
The whole of King's Landing must whip. My son will take the crown of his namesake, the Conqueror, and carry Blackfire, his sword. Let the people remember the ancient strength of House Targaryen.
Now for wine.
Your grace.
I don't blame her. Oh, no.
The hour is late, Lord Larys.
I have found out something you should know. Have you asked yourself, I wonder, how it is that your father, the Hand, found Aegon first? There is a web of spies at work in the Red Keep. Your father knows this, but has left it in place.
What's going on here?
One of the little
Show a bit of skin.
It's your
you know?
lady.
Is he just admiring not what two good feet look like?
I think so. I think you're seeing the one of the very first ever
There is
foot
one
fetishes.
Right.
When the queen dies, the bees fly without purpose. Begging your pardon for the turn of phrase, Your Grace.
I assume this task falls within your expertise.
If you wish it.
It's like, is it clubfoot or is he in clubfoot? Like,
He's more like Simpy.
That's what I mean. Is he in? Oh right, okay. He's in club wankfest right now. She knows it as well. Like she knows that's what gets him off.
Oh my god!
I've taken this scene to be this is not the first time this has happened.
Well, it is for me.
This is what he gets him. Oh, dude, what the fuck?
Club.
Who knows what he likes?
He's in club.
Could have been way worse.
He's in clubfoot right now.
Clubfoot right now.
He's like, oh, that's a
I
fully
do like
rounded
that
ankle.
score with that sort of slightly off key tone.
What is he plotting? Like, what is he?
She's now wondering about clubfoot herself.
Yeah, like.
Hey, that wasn't that bad.
Do I need to go back?
The other way.
So I'm trying to think where this is going to go.
With me, Princess. I cannot let this treachery stand.
I knew there was going to be an escape.
Or he's going to lead her into a...
Oh, that was the dude earlier, was it?
That was the dude that was trying to get away to tell...
That's the biggest dragon that ever lived.
What's its name?
Oh, he's like Balon or something like that.
I mean, we're atrocious for this, to be honest. Like, we're just so bad with our...
Hey, I'm okay
knowledge.
with the names for the most part.
Why is that... Sorry, why is that significant? That building's on fire.
That might have been the White Worms. So that's what it's implying to me.
You must make for the riverfront and find a ship before they know you've gone. This way.
Just put her in with all the rabble, and they can't really...
From the rabble. Well, she's in with the rabble.
Have the decency to look grateful. In an hour you will be king.
And my father never wanted this.
That's not true.
Even he doesn't believe it.
Do not toy with me, Mother.
I speak the truth. Listen to me, Aegon. Your grandfather, the Hand, will try to impress on you that Rhaenyra should be put to the sword. You must reject this counsel. Sir,
Do you love me?
you imbecile.
Oh, that...
Great answer.
Yeah. And also... I will give it to her that she's even in this point here where we've
trying
been
to fight
villainizing
for
her.
good,
She's
yeah,
trying to actually, instill morals and be like, no, we're not going to put Rhaenyra to the.
What's she smiling about?
So I got halfway through this episode and remembered the end.
What, she gets to go and watch him be announced king as a commoner.
No, I'm trying to remember too, but
I've remembered.
oh yeah.
It's a great end to this episode. But yeah, they've made short work of
People
this.
of King's Landing, today is the saddest of days. Viserys the Peaceful is dead, but it is also the most joyous of days. He whispered his final wish that his firstborn son, Aegon, should succeed him.
Like booze or something in there.
Not exactly the reaction they were looking for. It's kind of funny because you can even see it on his own face. Like, he's even beginning to believe the hype himself.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like Joffrey.
Yeah.
It's Joffrey. It's
But obviously
Joffrey.
he didn't want it though. That's what I've found crazy. Like earlier this episode, he's like, I don't want it. I don't want to be it. I'm not. And in a few short hours, he's like, King baby.
May the warrior give him courage. May the smith lend strength to his sword and shield.
Simba.
Thing is, she could be using this time to escape. Like she.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean that's a clever move. That's, you know, just get out when everyone's there. Get out. You know, she's a clever.
Why did you do
Clever
that?
character.
It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Still good.
Sorry.
The crown of the conqueror.
But I mean, he suffers the same problem like his brother. They've just got chips on their shoulders, haven't they? Like they're just not.
The difference is, I think Aemond would be a competent king, but not an empathetic one.
And he's now head of King's Guard, isn't he?
Yeah.
Heavy-handed coal train.
I think the coal train is such a perfect... like, nickname for this guy is just bang.
It's right. He looks like such a Weasley king, but... The thing is, they all put him there because they thought it'd be easy to manage, but I bet he's not. I bet he starts...
I can see this going to his head.
I bet he starts putting people in their place. All the people that didn't believe in him or mucked him about or...
And protector of the realm, Aegon the king.
Oh, that's weak.
Was Joffrey ever king? He was prince,
King
wasn't he?
Joffrey.
King
Yeah.
Joffrey.
No, he was king.
King. What?
Turns out she wanted to get a dragon back.
Yeah, boy. Yes.
I suppose I didn't know dragons could do that. I didn't realize they had that sort of power.
It's a big dragon.
I mean, what coronation?
Fucking beast.
Fucking Rhaenys.
Do you know what I was like saying shit down? I was like, yeah, she's quite a clever cook, isn't she? They're trapping her in there as well.
She's having a badass bitch moment.
She's got her armour somehow.
Yeah, she was under it.
Yeah.
They're trapping her in.
Oh, don't.
I mean, they're all going to get fried. They're all going to get fried. They're only going to use one move. That's fine. You will see in me.
Dracarys! Fucking do it!
I mean, she could, couldn't she?
She literally finished this war in one foul swoop.
He's going straight out, straight through the...
Fucking through the door. Go on. Ah. Fucking beast.
So, thoughts and feelings on that one?
I was not expecting that ending.
Oh,
you see why halfway through the episode I was like, fuck yeah, I remember what happens at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
It's
I wasn't
so out of
thinking
left
about it
field.
until you said it. I was like, oh yeah, I remember.
Oh, do you know what? It's, for her character, it's the thing that she has been needing.
Yeah.
All season. Is that she's been there, she's been kind of doing stuff, not doing stuff, like, she's kind of in the game but not in the game, and this was the episode that goes, remind you all why she could have been Queen of the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh god, yeah.
Like, because they talk about it, they always, like, all throughout this series, up until this point, everyone's been going like, you should have been Queen, you should have been Queen. I was like, yeah, I kind of get it, but I don't understand why they all keep saying this.
Yeah.
And then this is the moment we go, oh yeah, you could have been Queen.
It was a lovely moment to take her, to put her in rags and basically cast her out as a commoner, and then very quickly just shoot her back up into the middle and be like, actually, it was all a
Don't
facade.
discount
This
her.
is who she really is.
And this is why this is...
It's vindication of what happened when...
I think this moment is so important at the end.
Yeah.
We'll talk
Yeah.
about the rest of the episode, but at the end of this episode, because as we pointed out, she, for whatever happens in season 2, whatever we're in for that we don't know about yet, the wars, the whatever, she could have stopped everything right here with one word.
Yeah.
And decided not to. So everything kind of that happens from this point on is a consequence of her decision or her mercy.
Yeah.
Effectively.
It's a big linchpin moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
But also I think it's it's been because she got screwed over like all those years ago. She married off, went to Deepstone or Deepwater rather.
Deep water.
Yeah. It's sort of like this is her like vindication.
Coming out party.
9 episodes of her basically being fucked
Sidelined.
over by.
Yeah.
She's been fucked over by the plot continuously.
Well, she's been passed around a lot as a.
Her husband has her husband died yet?
As of yet, as far as we're aware, Corlys is still in critical condition.
Right. So basically her brother, her brother-in-law dead, her son presumed dead,
her cousin
daughter dead,
daughter's dead.
Yeah, her
son
whole
dead.
family is dead. She's just been basically house arrested and being forced into a position where you saw what happened if you didn't bend the knee.
Oh yeah, true.
That was good.
Do you know what's really big about this as well? Is obviously like previously on. We had Rhaenyra trying her Rhaenyra, sorry, keep saying Rhaenyra, trying her best to get her on her side. Then at the start of the episode, we've then been seeing Alicent trying to get her on her side.
Yeah.
So you've got these two very strong women who are in very powerful positions, trying their damnedest to maneuver her about. And I think that's why that moment at the end is so good, because it's about her kind of going, screw all you guys.
Yeah.
Like, hold on a sec. I'm the original queen bitch.
She was powerless basically up until this
there,
point.
yeah.
And the moment she got on that saddle and she burst through the floor, you finally get to see her for who she is. As you say, she is the original queen.
This is the original queen. Yeah.
But it makes me laugh because earlier when I was saying to you, I was saying like, it's funny that they're fighting over this MVP, aren't they? Like, and then it's like,
see why she's the
boom,
MVP.
she comes up and it's like, oh, you are the MVP. Like,
she's sort of like an MVP, but she's still hamstrung by the fact that in the previous episode she verbally gave support for Daenerys' son.
Yeah.
So as soon as her
in order
husband dies, she loses everything.
To maneuver her.
There's things she wants, but she's just not fighting for them because she doesn't have any power.
No, this was her taking her power back.
Yeah.
This was like her saying, "Well, I can't stop."
I mean,
my
the other
husband
big thing
dying."
with her is the great thing about this as well is that there's a political maneuver into what she did here as well, because although she burst out,
I mean, she's blatantly with Rhaenyra.
Actually, no.
Yeah.
Yes and no. I mean, like the great thing about this could be argued either way, because she could be like, she could go back to them and be like, I had the opportunity to kill you and I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I literally had you at my mercy. You saw. Now, I didn't, so let's talk.
Yeah.
Or she can be like, I'm with Rhaenyra, Rhaenyra all the way.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's in a really strong position to pick a side. Equally, depending on what happens with her husband, she's pretty much now, currently, in charge of the Valerian house and Driftmark and like the Armada and everything. So she's the literal MVP power that could sway a war.
Yeah.
So she's in a big position right now.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, obviously we learnt a bit more about Aemond because he was talking this episode when he was looking for his brother.
Yeah, that was cool.
Got to learn a bit more about him. Obviously, there is a rivalry there because there are moments where he thinks he should be king.
I loved his line as well when he said, like, when they come looking for me, I'll make sure I'm found.
I'll make sure
I'll
I'm
be
there. And he gave you a backstory and sort of all the things he'd been doing with his time while his brother had been, floundering and and basically, sleeping with all the whores in the town. They made, some sort of remark about some of his bastard children that are lying around,
and also being
in that whorehouse,
like in those as we saw, like what I really liked about him, like, so if we think about, because you made the comparison between him and Joffrey, and actually, really, when you take some of the comments from this episode and look at Joffrey, we saw Joffrey, warts and all. We saw exactly just how nasty he was. Aegon in this, we've not you kind of seen him being like, you're like, all right, he sleeps around a bit, all right, he's a bit rubbish in terms of being responsible and that, but they've not made him out to be a bad guy until now with the twins, the brothers, where one of them was trying to explain to the other one, you don't know, you don't see, and even now we've not seen cruelty from him, but the implications are that he's not just sleeping with whores and having bastard children, but his own bastard children are being used in child fighting rings.
Yeah. Cockfighting.
He's more of a Robert Baratheon than he is a Joffrey.
I would actually say he's a secret Joffrey.
Yeah,
whereas Joffrey was very outward about his cruelty. It sounds like, and I don't know if this is true or not, but from what I got from this was, not only is his own children being used in these fighting rings, but he frequents these fighting rings to watch these fights, so he must know and understand it's his own kids that he's putting into the fighting ring to watch them die.
Yeah,
which indicates a sense of cruelty that's been hidden away from everybody.
Well, this is it. I think they were sugarcoating his mischievousness throughout the sort of, finding him in bed, get him up. He's naked, trying to have a wank. Get him dressed. It's all playful. It's all mischievous. But the moment he sees that dagger and he realises this is real, like I'm not only going to get the power, I'm going to get the respect, and all the looks that he gave the camera and his subjects. It's like it's almost like his mind's going to overdrive about like how much power he's just absorbed.
Yeah, and then that's kind of what I mean by like early on in the episodes, I don't want it, and then suddenly you kind of see that change in his face, and it's like, oh my god, he's buying into his own ego now.
Yeah. So we'll see how that plays out. But I mean, other than that, I mean, obviously the king's dead. That's happened.
I like the because if we're making the Joffrey comparison, what I love is that when Joffrey got made king, he basically the first thing he did was kill Ned Stark. Yeah. He just came out and made an instant impact statement, and he was doing that, and then Rhaenys just came out and stole his thunder. So the question is now what does he now do? How does he feel about the fact that in front of his whole kingdom?
Well, I think that there's you're right. There's a big thing. It kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier, and I agree with this. Is now we find out does he become a stronger overall character? And what I mean by that is irrelevant of whether or not he's mean, evil, and nasty. Does he take control, or will he be the puppet?
Yeah,
and that's a question mark I've got as well. So, will he end up becoming a puppet, or will he actually end up becoming that unwieldy force that they didn't realise he was now that he's got power?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions off that episode, and I'm fascinated to know what Damien and Rhaenyra are going to think about this, because we never saw them once in that episode.
Glad you put that up, because if you didn't, I was going to ask about that, because did you notice? You obviously noticed. This was a very self-contained element.
You did not see
them once. This was in effect Alicent's episode.
Yeah,
this was her side of the fence, her thing. And I think that's also why in this episode she's been very I don't want to say unlikable, but like she's been, her characterization last few episodes has been a bit more like, what she's playing out, what's her game, what's her thing. She's not very likable. She's clearly and here we saw large elements of the problem with her situation, what she's having to deal with, how she's having to play the game, and try to internally try and remain a good to her. And not saying it's not, because I agree with what she was trying to do. She's trying to also not make sure all of this just kind of makes her a bad person. She's trying to maintain being a good person whilst navigating the politics.
And it is tough when you've got a residency at Clubfoot.
I mean, she's also...
when you've got a residency at Clubfoot and you have to perform, it's tough. It's tough.
To your point, though, Dan, is because when you had the meeting of the council, and then she was like, you were trying to supplant my son. And then she's like seeing the game.
Yes.
Like she knew that it would be...
She's aware of the game, but now she's seen it being played.
But I think it was like she saw a lot of the subterfuge. And then I think also, the Cole train literally slamming that dude's face.
And he's dead, right?
Fucking brained that guy.
He brained him.
Fucking brained him. But she saw the fact that other people,
I would argue that we in that moment we saw the last vestiges of her innocence just literally being torn up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it was quite.
Like, it was shocking to her. She was like, "Whoa! Hold the phone! Are you telling me you've been like?"
Yeah, but I think it was when she turned around and said, "I don't want Rhaenyra killed," and then her dad turned around and said to the Lord Commander, "Go and take care of it." And it's just like she was like, and that's when she started to like fight back against him.
I know it's a Game of Thrones thing, but I love the fact that your Lord Commander, going back to Game of Thrones, like however many years later, you've literally both times you're like, for some odd reason, whoever's taken that position, be it the guy we got here and or Lord Barristan, they are just like so honourable. Every time they're just like, no.
Jaime Lannister says hi.
So honourable.
Really? He pushed Ned Stark's kid out a window.
That's before he lost a leg.
Before he lost a hand.
The hand.
Yeah, well, he can never be the hand of the king, could he?
Exactly. But and again, I think Coltrane's going to be your like Jaime Lannister of this series. But I like the fact that the original one that you get both series rather than seasons, they're very similar in characterization.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I only see like the king as and I don't see no kings here, so I'm going out this way. And similarly with Lord Barristan, where he was like threw down his sword, it's like melted down, add it to the throne.
I mean there are honourable men scattered within the hierarchy.
Yeah, and look what happens. They get the head smashed in on the table.
That particular position has been held mainly by people with honour.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And even Jaime, like for Jaime is get so much trouble if I say he's an honourable man. He's not. But ignoring how they fucked his character at the end of Game of Thrones, we saw he did the right thing. Like he did the most wrong thing ever, Kingslayer, by killing the king. But he did it to save a kingdom.
Yeah.
First and foremost. So there was honour there, even though he was presented to us as a dishonourable man. And he made a lot of mistakes, and he did a lot of bad things. Because remember, he killed the Mad King, Jaime.
Yeah, but they call him the Mad King. But was that because they were plotting, or because he was actually mad?
I mean, my understanding, based on series only, without books and stuff, and extra things to go on, was it sounds like he was planning on literally like burning down the kingdom.
Now, the Mad King.
I have more
but we see it in this where they will quickly turn a context to their own advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I'm kind of getting at is, I suppose with that I'm going to go under the theory that the Mad King was exactly how he was portrayed to be. He was talking about using the green fire against the entire kingdom, and Jaime made a decision. However,
Daenerys made that a thing, so go on.
However, I made the argument at the time, and it just didn't play out that way because of the way the series ran. I always theorised that the reason the Mad King was going burn them all was because he was having like sort of vision. He got given visions of the future or the past, and he saw the Night King coming, and that's what he was referring to.
Right.
Not necessarily the kingdom. He's referring to the White Walkers, and Jaime and the kingdom misunderstood, killed him.
Yeah.
That aside, that's my Game of Thrones theory for the books, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jaime... We're right on to Game of Thrones now. I think Jaime made an honourable decision in the moment, based on the information he had at the time, and we saw his journey from debauchery and that back to honour again after all the things that happened to him, losing his hand with Brienne, all that other stuff. It's just a shame that the series finished it on such a low point for his character and didn't actually finish off his hero's journey properly.
Yeah.
But when he was the Kingsguard,
Yes.
when he was the Kingsguard, he did mostly a good job, I guess. Within reason.
Yeah, within reason.
Yeah.
Which actually brings us back to House of Dragon and what we're talking about. So yeah, this episode I thought was really, really interesting off the back of that conversation they had, and she found out about what was going on, and then suddenly internally within the Greens camp, it was then divided into two camps again, fighting for control of the future king.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show they're all so unhinged and unsure about what is going to play out now that the old king is dead. And, there are obviously 2 or 3 people in that camp that have got ideas as to how it should go.
Yeah.
And I think, by having Aegon Targaryen on the throne, they've got a puppet, an instrument they can use to do their bidding. But I don't think it's going to go that way. I don't think it's going to go at all.
Okay. Any final thoughts from you, Pete?
No, I think I've said everything. To be honest, it was a great episode.
It was, yeah, it was good. Yeah,
one of the best in the season so far.
Cool. I'm not going to do a moral counter, and I'm not going to do who do we think's going to die, because we have got one episode to go, so we're going to find out if any of our predictions have come true.
Yep.
So, catch us in the final episode.